to the Dirt on Clean, the show where we unpack the stories, lessons, and hidden truths behind the sanitization in facilities care world. The stuff people never talk about, but absolutely should. Now, my guest today, John Innocentini, has 35 years of sales and leadership experience. He comes from the uniform industry before moving into sanitization and disinfecting, and eventually becoming a corporate manager with EnviroMaster. He has seen the good vendors, the bad vendors, the pretend vendors, and the facilities who paid the price for picking wrong. Today, he's here to break down the truth facilities managers must know when choosing a sanitization company. The stuff no one in the industry says it out loud. John, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Thaís. Happy to be here. I love the topic because facilities managers deserve better information.
And you're the perfect person for this because, John, let's just say it. You've seen some things. 35 years in sales is practically a whole marriage.
You're not wrong. I've had sales territories longer than people keep their cars.
So let's start at the beginning. When you walk into a facilities after decades of this world, what's the first thing you notice?
Honestly, I could tell you within 30 seconds whether a facility hired a sanitation partner or just hired someone who wipes things. Because here's the truth. Most facilities think they're covered, but they're not sanitized. They're just tidied. And those are not the same thing. Cleaning removes dirt. Sanitization removes bacteria. Disinfecting destroys pathogens that actually cause illness. If a company doesn't explain the difference clearly, run.
And most facilities managers don't know they should be asking about that, right?
Not at all. They don't know what they don't know. They're relying on vendors to be honest, and vendors don't always lead with honesty. So what happens? Facilities buy the cheapest packages and feel good about it until the day something fails. An inspection, a smell complaint, an outbreak, a customer review, a slip and fall caused by poor chemical practice. Then they realize we didn't hire the experts we actually needed.
All right, let's get into the real meat. What are the top mistakes facilities managers make when choosing a sanitization company? Give me the full list. We've got time.
Don't tempt me, but here we go. Shopping on price first. Facility managers go straight to the bottom line. How cheap can we get this done? But you can't price shop your way into safety. Cheap usually means rush service, low quality chemicals, no consistency checks, poorly trained techs. 35 years, I've never seen the cheapest option be the safest one. Mistake number 2, not asking about training. Ask any vendor, how do you train your technicians? If they can't answer immediately, not a binder, not a vague promise, not an actual system, they're not ready to touch your facility. Mistake number 3, not evaluating consistency. Anyone can look good the first day, but can they look good on the 100th visit, after staff turnover, during busy seasons, after a new regulation? Consistency is what separates a vendor from a partner. Mistake number 4, believing the brochure. The beautiful brochure. Everything looks hospital grade and high tech. But the real question is, do they perform like that at 6 a.m. on a Tuesday in a bathroom nobody wants to walk into? Mistake number 5, thinking all sanitization is the same. Nope. Quality varies widely. Chemicals, processes, training, accountability, reporting, compliance, PPE standards. 2 companies have the same service on paper and deliver completely different realities.
Wow, John, you're basically giving a masterclass right now. Facilities managers listening are having flashbacks.
Good. They should. They better learn here, not through a crisis.
Now, I want to move to your sweet spot, sales leadership. Because you've trained teams, you've run teams, you've held reps accountable. What should facilities managers expect from a good sanitization company's sales team?
A good sales rep should never be selling product. They should sell understanding. A rep should walk into a building and know what your people deal with daily, what your busiest hours are, what kind of traffic you get, and what your staff never gets to, which regulations apply to your industry, and where your biggest risks are hiding. If your sales reps can't explain your world back to you, they have no business proposing a solution.
That's so true. The best reps diagnose, the weak ones pitch.
Exactly. They ask the questions you didn't even know mattered, and they should never oversell. If your building doesn't need something, they should say so. That builds trust.
John, we need a story. You've been doing this too long not to have a few. Give me a moment where a facility hired wrong and they paid the price.
Well, I've got plenty, but here's one. There was a large facility, I'll keep the name private, that hired the cheapest sanitization provider they could find. Everything looked fine for about 2 months. Then the complaints started. Odors, staff getting sick, buildup in the restroom. Turns out the vendor was diluting chemicals, skipping steps, rushing through areas. They weren't sanitizing, they were spraying and praying. That facility had to shut down sections to fix it. By the time they brought us in, it cost them 10 times more hiring a quality provider from the start.
And that's the part people forget. Bad sanitization is expensive.
Very expensive, not just in money, in reputation.
Well, let's shift gears a little bit, John. You came from the uniform industry before sanitization. How did that shape you?
The uniform industry is built on precision, schedules, compliances, quality checks, health codes, consistency of delivery. You have to get it right every week. No excuses. That trained my eye. So when I entered sanitization, I could immediately spot when a company lacked systems, repeatable processes, accountability, service standards. And that's where facilities get burned.
All right, John, we're landing the plane. If a facilities managers could only remember 3 things, what should they be?
Ask about training, real certification, not buzzwords. Ask how they measure consistency. If they don't measure it, they don't have it. Make sure they understand your world. If they can't speak your language, they can't protect your facility.
Wow, John, this was packed. I mean, facilities managers should be taking notes with a highlighter. Thank you for sharing 3 decades of real world wisdom. To everyone listening, when you hire a sanitization company, you're not hiring a cleaner. You're hiring a shield, someone who protects your people, your space, your reputation. Choose wisely. John Innocentini, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Thaís. This was a real pleasure.
And that's it for today's episode of The Dirt on Clean. Until next time, stay sharp, stay safe, and stay clean. Bye-bye, everybody.